award-winning local programming from Service Electric Cable TV 2, serving northeastern Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey from Allentown.
Service Electric Cable TV.
Weight room, summer league, the driveway, the playground, November, December, January, February, March. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, as Pleasant Valley High School is the site for the Class 2A first round game between Schuylkill Valley Panthers and Penn Argyl Green Knights. Hello everyone, this is Mike Krause with Tim Wills, getting everybody set to lay the ground. There's two teams here tonight. Ashley Grimm, Brooke Schaefer are unwrapping their birthday presents, but there's two teams here that would like to unwrap some presents of their own. And Jim, those are tickets for a bus ride Wednesday night for the second round in the state high school AA championships.
You're right, Mike. It's an excellent opportunity for both teams. You have some teams that have not been here before. You have Penn Argyl about 19 years ago. They were in a game in the inner districts. You have Schuylkill in the same position. They were just the first time ever in this position. So you have some novice positions coming in, but you've had some great experiences getting here. Penn Argyl last week down to Pine Grove by 10 points and came back and won that game, won the district championship. You have Schuylkill Valley, an excellent team and an excellent league. Came back, had a strong outing against Trinity, one of the top teams in the state. Lost that game, came back to beat Milton Hershey to get themselves in this game today. It's
going to be a great game. History's out, and now it's current. Somebody trying to make history. The Schuylkill Valley Panthers, the District 3, number 3 team, with that 20-8 record, school record, led by Coach Chris Gall. You can see Coach Chris Gall in a white shirt. He's in his 8th season. Berks County Division 3 champs for the 3rd straight year, Jim.
They did an excellent job this year. Coach said that the kids are very, very coachable. They've in the same position basically as Penn Argyl. They've overachieved a little bit as far as what they thought they could do. I just got done telling you how they ran into Trinity, which is a real big road bump for anybody. But they really overcame that, played in that 3rd place game to get in here against Milton Hershey, and he's real happy to be here. He gets a lot of help from his dad there, one of the assistants, as you see him coming over. And, you know, they're really happy. The school excited to be here today.
And one of those guys that's going to bring the excitement for the Schuylkill Valley Panthers, number 21, Ryan Frasso.
Ryan Frasso averaging 14 points a game, consistent all year. Had 14 points last week against Milton Hershey. Has 37 threes on the year. The thing that gives you a good inside-outside presence about Frasso is the fact that he will crash the boards and give you, with his 6'3" body, a lot of inside presence, as well as being able to shoot that outside jump shot with the 3. And
the team that he's going to be going against, the Penn Argyl Green Knights, the District 11 champion for the first time in school history, coached by Joe Arndt in his 3rd season.
Well, Coach Arndt is really happy. They had a really good start, struggled a little bit during the middle, but came back strong here at the end. The kids have decided, they have bonded together, which is what you need to have happen at tournament time, and have really done a nice job. They scored 90 points in an overtime win on their way here, and then they got that big win last week for the district championship against Pine Grove. So he's really excited. The kids are doing a great job for him this year.
And the momentum is rolling in, and one of those kids that are doing a great job at 6'3", another senior, Tanner Duncan.
Well, Tanner Duncan does a great job. He had over 10 points in the 3rd quarter last week against Pine Grove, which is what you needed to have happen because they were down at that point. He single-handedly brought them back in that game, averaging about 16 points a game on the year. And then you have 12 points a game on the year. But what he did was he had 16 points, 5 rebounds in that big game against Pine Grove to bring them back in. He will be the leader. They spread the wealth out. They have a very, very even opportunity basketball team with 4 people averaging in double figures in the playoffs.
It's going to be an exciting matchup. Schuylkill Valley Panthers, District 3, number 3 team, and Penn Argyl Green Knights, the number 1 team, ranked number 7 in AA in the state. After this break, we'll get you folks set for a wonderful matchup between two championship teams.
Basketball fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus, featuring GE washers and dryers, GE dishwashers, GE microwaves, GE ranges, GE refrigerators. Plus, Kleckner's features free delivery, backed by their own factory-trained service department. Hurry in for best selection. Make us your last stop and see the savings on new GE appliances at Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
He doesn't report to a management committee. He doesn't report to a marketing department. He reports to Mary Johnson's arthritis, to Sally Wickstrom's upset stomach, and to Greg Porter's poison oak. He's your family prescription center pharmacist. He lives and works right here in town, so that means he reports to you. Call Family Prescription Center today at 866-0709.
Taking the time to care, Family Prescription Center.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult for quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition.
We are here at Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, in the beautiful facility of Pleasant Valley High School with a seating capacity of 2,500, and we are getting this place excited for the start of the matchup between Schuylkill Valley Panthers and Penn Argyl Green Knights. Jim, it looks like that introduction of that Schuylkill Valley team looks pretty tall.
Yep, they got a very nice team. They got a couple big kids at 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" in that starting lineup. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Arndt will counterbalance with his Green Knights.
Coach Chris Gallo is very confident, he has his team ready to go. As we start to hear what's going to happen with the Penn Argyl starters. We start off with number 40, Josh Mellum, a 6'4" junior. He plays both forward and center. Steve Waring, also a 6'2" junior, averages 9 points a game. Mike Port's another 6'1" junior. He's averages 12.6 points per game. Tanner Duncan, he's the man. He's the man. He's going to be knocking down about 12.6 points a game, also a senior. And Kessler, the other senior, at 6'1". Everything adds up now, Jim. All the preparation to get here. Then there's finality today. You get in the district playoffs, you still have a shot. Some of these teams get second and third place. Teams go on. If you lose, you still have a shot. Not anymore.
Well, that's the pleasure of the PIAA playoffs. You know, some teams, if they win their district, they get in, obviously. And then Schuylkill Valley, on the other hand, got that win over Milton Hershey to get into the runner-up spot and still get themselves in. It still keeps yourself alive, and that's the pleasure of the tournament. And we'll see what happens here today as we play for a berth in next week's York Catholic-Lackawanna Trail matchup that will be determined on Wednesday.
And some excitement. The official missed jump. We started. Knocked out of bounds by Frasso, number 21, and Penn Argyl will get first opportunity to open up.
Well, talking to Coach Arndt before the game, he wants to push the ball up the floor, make sure they defense the threes. Schuylkill Valley very, very good at the three-point shot. But he wants to push the tempo, and if he gets a chance to push it up the floor, that's what they want to do. As we told you, they scored over 90 points 2 games ago.
Schuylkill Valley starting out in a man-to-man. All 4 Penn Argyl players on the perimeter. Kicked inside, deflected by Tanner Duncan. I'm sorry, that was deflected by Ryan Gordon. Gordon brings the ball up. Overplayed defense. Hustle by Josh Mellum. And Schuylkill Valley will maintain possession. Mellum, big boy at 6'4", hustling out there on the ball. Penn Argyl stays under man-to-man. Starting a 2-3 set offensively. Over the key on the baseline. A thought, brings out to the point. Coming off the screen. Pass inside, deflected, stays underneath.
Always a tough position to be in, Mike, to get that first basket of the game, get the jitters out of your game.
Looks like Mbesi was thinking about taking that shot and then went for the pass. A very unselfish move as an attempt by Frasso. Slides through the net, and we got a 3-0 score with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Well, we told you he can move inside or outside, and that's the threat he gives you. You got to be out on him, especially on those out-of-bounds plays. Coach Arndt will address that, I'm sure, during one of the timeouts.
It's nice to have a high school player at 6'3", knocking down threes. Schuylkill Valley stays in that tight man-to-man. Penetration, kick back out. Looking to the left side. Schuylkill Valley staying tight, not letting any penetration pass or dribble penetration. An attempt from the left side for 3, kicks off the rim. We got a foul. Colin Kessler's attempt goes off to the right.
We're going to have Stephen Waring coming over the top. First foul on him. First foul on the Green Knights today.
You see Pleasant Valley, what a sight. They got this beautiful scoreboard to keep us informed of what's going on in the game. 6:22 to go in the first quarter. Let's take a look at Joe Arndt evaluating what's happening on the floor. An attempt from the left side, smooth release. Tony Mbesi creates a 6-0 opening for Schuylkill Valley. Both threes, Jim.
Well, you got to know that that's their forte. They are a great three-point shooting team. So, you know, you can talk all you want all week in practice, but you got to get your people out there. And I'm sure the Coach Arndt is going to talk about that here soon.
We haven't seen anything much worked on the inside by Penn Argyl as stingy defense of Schuylkill Valley. Keeping the ball up on the top. If we screen, the left-hand shot doesn't drop. Battled underneath by Mellum, and he draws a foul. What a nice move by Mellum. Throws up left hand off the glass, stays high, goes in and rebounds, draws a foul.
Well, he's going to have to play that way inside because he's going to be the big man that they're going to look for, and he's got to get some things done inside in order for Penn Argyl to be successful here today.
And see, they go into a trap in the corner. Schuylkill Valley stays in the trap. They deflect the ball. What a play off the foot. What a save. Kept live. Left open on the right side. The attempt is up and scores. The 6'1" junior Mike Bortz on an athletic play on the left side of the court, swung around. And
Good job.
Credit that by Colin Kessler.
Good job by Colin Kessler to keep that ball in bounds. Double team out. They had him in the double team, and he got out of it.
He scrambled around, and pressure comes up. Little momentum switch possibly. 5:19 to go in the first quarter. Schuylkill Valley 6, Penn Argyl 3. Bortz is setting up the offense and bringing the set up around the foul line.
Go to a little 1-4 box set, and Bortz goes right off of it himself.
Long, the ball's controlled by Mbesi. Pushed up the floor by Ryan Gordon with some tight pressure by Mike Bortz. A lot of screens going on underneath, a lot of movement. An attempted 3 by Frasso. Kicks in and out, doesn't go. Controlled by Mike Bortz, the 6'1" guard. Schuylkill Valley again in their man-to-man. Now we got that box you're talking about. Looser box, high-low. An attempt from the outside by number 20, Colin Kessler. Makes it a 6-5 game at the 4:29 mark in the first quarter.
Good job by the Knights of pushing that ball around, finding the open man. Kessler confident in that shot. Takes it and gets the Knights right back in this game at 6-5.
Tried to go over the top, the ball falls short. Read perfectly by Tanner Duncan as he pushes the ball up the floor to the left side. Penetration and scores! Steve Waring. The 6'2" junior gives Penn Argyl their first lead of the game.
This is what they want to do. Coach Arndt told us get the ball out and go, and Waring saw a crack in the middle, took advantage of it.
Schuylkill Valley trying to answer. 7-6 with 3:56 to go in the first quarter. Ball moving to the left side, attempt. Kicks off the top of the basket. The attempt by Mbesi is long. It's interesting, Schuylkill Valley opened 6-0, and we have Penn Argyl 7 straight points. As you see,
well, as we talked about, as you see the school spirit by the Green Knights being showed here by the audience today. And what we talked about in the open is the truth, that they were down early against a couple teams. Score 90 points, you got to get yourself back in as well. And they were down last week by 10 to Pine Grove and came back out of it. So they're not shook when they get down.
An attempt by Forts to get into Tanner is mishandled, creating a turnover. Passing, Bessie cuts across from the left side and scores, getting the lead 8-7 with the 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Instructions from the crowd.
Mike, you get the idea that we're going to see an up and down ball game. Defense, who plays the better defense will come out the winner today.
Good look, the lefty throws it up, doesn't get it. The ball's battled underneath. Kick back out, controlled by, and attempted shot from 3. It's knocked down by Mike Bortz. Penn Argyl keeps the ball alive. 10-8, they're on a 10-1 or 10-2 run.
Well, the thing that Bortz does is he gives you that sneaky opinion. Even though he's 6'1", he'll battle inside and he goes after every loose ball, and then he has the speed to hit that jump shot.
And trying to attempt inside, the left-handed shot off the glass. Dunkelberger, a 60% shooter, doesn't drop it. Penn Argyl will get the ball. 2:36 to go in the first quarter as we have our first substitution in the game for Penn Argyl. Number 5, Brad Feller, 6'1" junior, averages 2.8 points per game. Bortz walks the ball up the court, the higher set. Feller thought about, kicks it to the right. Inside pass, dribble penetration, deflected. Good defense by Dan Dunkelberger, the 6'5" sophomore. Bessie kicks it back in to the big guy. The left doesn't drop. Controlled again by Bratt. Bortz picked up. Feller just grabs it, throws a 3. Frasso controls the rebound. As you said, Jim, we're going up tempo. It doesn't take long for that ball to go up.
Both
Frasso
teams
sees
like
an
the
opening.
run. Frasso with a nice fake on that play right there. Pretended he was going to pass to the outside, drove to the basket.
Tie ball game, contact, no call. Bortz loses bounce, throws it up. Controlled by Schuylkill Valley.
Coach Chris Gallo wants a timeout here. He wants to talk about it a little bit.
Hey, Jim.
30-second timeout.
Man, there's like a fan here going with these players running back and forth.
Well, this is the way they want to play, up-tempo. Obviously, Coach Arndt said he wanted to push the ball. Schuylkill Valley in a league where they push the ball a lot, they're going to go up and down, but they want to be under control a little bit more. That's the thing that both coaches are going to address in this timeout. There's such a thing as pushing the ball. There's such a thing as being out of control, and there's a fine line, and that's what you want to find out and get your kids tuned into.
You didn't see anything out of control. You just on that last play, Bortz was under control, but he just lost his balance, and he did the smart thing, at least threw it up and give it a chance. 10-10 game, 1:37 to go, as you saw on the scoreboard.
And it was a great move by Frasso on that open 3-on-2 break. That was an excellent fake as he went to the basket with the ball.
They put Brasso up on the front. Brasso up in the front, kicks it to the right side. The screening back and forth, trying to work the ball to Frasso. Dunkelberger, 60%er, still doesn't drop it. And controlled by the big guy, Josh Mellum, the 6'4" junior. A long attempt by Tanner Duncan, doesn't drop. Ball controlled by Schuylkill Valley as Gordon pushes the ball on the left. Another three-point effort. Brasso knocks another one down.
Well, what you notice about him, Mike, right away is the fact that he does not hurry his shot. He goes up very slow. They got to get on him a little bit quicker because he's going to really penetrate and crush you because he can shoot from the outside.
And that's where that advantage being 6'3", he doesn't have to rush on that pressure. As we see an attempt on the left side by Josh Mellum, doesn't drop, controlled by Frasso. Frasso knocked his 8-point down. We got 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. 13-10 Schuylkill Valley. And a nice inside pass, doesn't drop, controlled on the board, Frasso. Corey Walburn doesn't drop the shot. Frasso right there to clean up.
He's got an excellent nose for the basketball. And you're going to see that he's going to battle inside. Colin Kessler picking up his first foul.
That's going to be interesting. Frasso, 75% from the line. Get a good look at him as he sets himself up. And drops it. It's going through so clean.
He's got
Dead
excellent
center.
shooting form, as you see. Substitution number 31 coming in, Tom Ashman.
And Joe Romanis, number 22, also in the lineup. That's going to help them as far as the style they're running, get their substitutions, keep everybody fresh. And completes it, creating a 5-point gap with 26 seconds to go. Kessler controlling the ball. Baseline penetration attempt, deflected from behind and fouled. Tanner Duncan going to the foul line. Good move, 76% from the line. Good as a bucket.
Foul on number 24, Corey Walmore. Duncan shoots
16.5 seconds to go in the first quarter, a 5-point gap. And Tanner Duncan getting an opportunity to make it a 3-point game. Drops the first. And Bezzy replaces Walburn. It's like Feller's going to come in. He's going to replace number 34, Steve Ware. And the second one drops. 16 seconds to go. Penarja putting pressure on the ball. Borson with pressure on Gordon. 9, 8, long 3, falls around, doesn't get in. Ball's deflected. 4, 3, 2, if it goes. Good attempt. We're getting the shots up there, Jim. At the end of the first quarter, Schuylkill Valley with a 3-point lead, 15-12. Mike Krause with Jim Wills will be back after this break.
There comes a time in an athlete's career when he knows he's at his best. It's that moment when victory is at hand, when he feels invincible. The level of the game is irrelevant. What matters most is the feeling. And it usually comes inside a Russell Athletic jersey. Bethlehem Sporting Goods and Russell Athletic are a part of nearly every triumphant moment throughout the Lehigh Valley. Choose Russell Athletic and Bethlehem Sporting Goods. A winning tradition starts with us.
Getting ready to start the second quarter. Schuylkill Valley up 15-12 here at Pleasant Valley High School in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Here we are getting ready for the second quarter action of the 2A state tournament. First round game. Schuylkill Valley controlling the ball and trying to get some penetration. Joe Romanis drags his trail foot. Looks like Penn Argyl's tighten their defense, Jim.
Good defense that time on the outside. That's what they need to do. They need to get out there quicker than they did in the first quarter. They were getting crushed with those outside shot attempts by Schuylkill Valley.
Not too long to hesitate. Kicks the ball right up there. Tanner Duncan, a 41% three shooter, ties up the game. 7:33. Pressure on the ball creates a turnover. 2-1 break. A good pump. And it's a foul drawn by Colin Kessler. And it looks like it's going to be on the floor. It's interesting foul-wise. This is a third team foul for Schuylkill Valley and second team foul, or Penn Argyl with 2.
Good move by Kessler there to draw the foul.
Some more substitutions.
That's what you need to do there. They need to put the pressure on to make things happen, to create that up-tempo, which is what Coach Arndt wants to do.
Number 24, Corey Walburn, and number 23, Ryan Gordon, back in the game. They're asking if he was shooting 2, but it's a question of the interpretation of the ball. The foul was called on the floor. And it appears that people thought, the bench thought he was called for a shooting foul. Thrown over the top, a little soft, creates a turnover to the basket to finish it. Number 23, Ryan Gordon. Penn Argyl grabs it and pushes right back up. A thought about the baseline jumper. Mellon dribbles it out, kicks it underneath. Kessler looks to throw it into Mike Bortz, and Bortz couldn't handle it. 17-15 at the 7-12 mark in the second quarter.
Well, what you want to do is you want to try to score as much as you can off those out-of-bounds plays. What you don't anticipate is losing the ball in those out-of-bounds plays, and that's what drives coaches crazy, Mike, because you're looking to see you get a great opportunity to set something up because you know what you're doing, the defense doesn't, and you end up getting the ball stolen.
You separate the fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. As a penetration up to the basket, number 33, Dan Dunkelberger, draws a foul. And the foul's going to be number 40, Josh Mellum. That's his first foul. It's the team's third. Dunkelberger, 51% free throw. Well, he shoots better from the field, Jim, than he does from the foul line.
That's amazing.
But first one drops. 3-point lead, 6:57 to go in the second quarter. Number 22 enters the game. Joe Romanis replacing Frasso. Doesn't finish. Kicked around the board. Ball's controlled. Schuylkill Valley kicks it back out. Good hustle by number 22, Joe Romanis. Inside pass position. What a pass. Corey Walborn finishes, creating a 5-point gap. 6:40 to go in the second quarter.
Created great inside position. Good job of passing the ball around, and you got to find that open man. They did a good job of it.
Position. Mellum goes with the left hand, falls short. Rebound control by Dan Dunkelberger, the 6'5" sophomore.
Dunkelberger is getting the best of that matchup between him and Mellum here early.
A lot of movement inside. Left wide open, doesn't drop. Gordon, ball control by Josh Mellum. Pushes up the right side. Dribble penetration. Draws a foul. Mike Bortz draws a foul. I'm sorry, Steve Waring draws a foul.
Foul on number 32, Tony Imbesi.
Imbesi draws his second foul. It's starting to start getting interesting now. Fourth team foul, but second on Imbesi. He comes out and Frasso enters. We see Duncan exiting the game. They're trying that lob, and it seems Schuylkill Valley's right on top of it. We almost got a backward call and a turnover.
2 turnovers off out-of-bounds plays. Not a good thing as you see Coach Arndt shaking his head.
Throwing that over the top. That's good reading by Schuylkill Valley. Frasso taps the ball, falls short. Ball controlled by Mike Bortz. Again, pushed up across the paint. And Steve Waring catches it and can't control it. Well, that looked like it was going to be a nice finish, too.
Well, what happened is he saw the opening. At the same time, he was thinking about going to the bucket himself.
Frasso brings it up at the 5:35 mark. Still a 5-point game, 20-15. Working the right side of the court, down on the blocks. The big guy, and it doesn't drop. Dunkelberger, and the ball is controlled by Argyl. Mellum taking the point. Inside pass off the dribble, kicked back out. Bortz thought about it. Mellum doesn't drop. Ball's controlled by number 24, Corey Walburn.
Tanner Duncan sitting at the scorer's table waiting to check back in.
A guy that can knock down that long shot above the arc. 4:55 to go, still a 5-point game.
I see they're running a motion offense here that's making Argyl move an awful lot. And that's the thing that they must have seen on tape or in person, what they want to make them do.
It's all timing on those screens. Looking for backdoor in this, Jim?
That's what it is, and there you got one right there. Inside cut.
An attempt by number 24, Corey Walburn, falls short, and a nice pass. On the battle, it's deflected off Argyl. And see if they stay in their man-to-man. Is that a risk underneath the basket? Schuylkill Valley goes a 1-4 set across the baseline. They're really moving that ball. Dunkelberger tries to dribble and gets the ball deflected. Controlled by Colin Kessler. Kicks out the Bortz, and Kessler can't handle the pass back. 4:16 to go, 20-15.
You get a 30-second timeout here by Coach Arndt.
30-second timeout.
It seems that Argyl's getting the plays, but there's having difficulty controlling the ball.
Well, you get down a little bit, sometimes you press the issue a little bit, and that's where the situation that they're in. Pushing the ball down the floor, maybe one pass too many, maybe a hesitation pass, and a later pass, which is what they got caught with the walk on Waring, and they got caught with that time a pass back. You know, sometimes it's better to take that shot than to get that extra pass, and they're just out of sync right now, and that's what Coach Arndt wanted to talk about.
And you can see the shot on the scoreboard.
See Coach Bob Frankenfield from Wilson in attendance today, checking out the action. A Colonial League fan, I am sure, today.
You got to be around it. You're around it. You've got to see where else is going on.
Tremendous season for him this year. Very happy with everything they accomplished, the Wilson Warriors.
And Bessie attempts a long three, doesn't go. Controlled all the way up the floor. Doesn't finish. Steve Waring, little contact. And there's a battle underneath.
Foul on number 34, Steve Waring.
Steve Waring then fouls, trying to get possession. That's his second foul, the team's fourth. As the fans are showing their disapproval of some of these officials' calls. High screen. Bessie to knock it down, and he does. A three makes it an 8-point game at the 3:48 mark, 23-15.
What they got to figure out, Mike, is they can't back off of these three-point shooters.
There's a nice, easy attempt, and it knocks it down sweet. Colin Kessler with an answer. The 34% three-point shooter knocks it down, making a 5-point game 3.5 minutes ago.
And that goes for both sides of the floor. Both of them need to get a little bit tougher on the defense of those three-point shooters.
There's a mental breakdown. Two players going in the corners, mishandled. And that last one, Kessler just grabbed and shot. That looked more fluid.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what we were talking about. Instead of that overpass, just took the ball, shot it, made something happen.
Is that a feel thing? You know what's going on. You got to go rather than pressing, like you said, getting the ball inside under the basket. Again, no hesitation off the screen. Doesn't drop, but it's controlled. And Waring finishes the play. Now it's a 3-point game as we approach the 3-minute mark.
Good job by Steve Waring on the opposite side, taking that rebound, putting it back in.
We credit Joe Arndt with that strategic timeout on a 5-0 run. And Bessie tries to drill penetrate, doesn't get. Ball controlled by Duncan, pushed up by Bortz. Kicked out, right back. And Argyl hangs on the perimeter, one man underneath. Duncan makes the move, denied. Bortz sets up, fires, doesn't drop. Duncan on the offensive glass, doesn't drop. And the ball controlled by Dunkelberger. Now we have a mental error on the side of Schuylkill Valley, a little bit of rhythm change.
One thing that Argyl does is they really hang around after a shot has been missed or a shot has been made, either or, and that hang around sometimes creates that turnover, which they got in that one on that sequence.
Looks like they changed uniforms. Just the rhythm changed. Almost the exact thing, opposite things are happening. Nice defensive play. Controlled though. Left open with the fake. Contact, no call. Mellon tries to penetrate. Steps on the line. 2:22 to go in the first half. 23-20 Schuylkill Valley, and they got a break. As Argyl steps in line and creates a turnover. Worked on the left side, kicked underneath. Low post move, and scores. Number 24, Corey Walburn on the inside pass. 25-20 at the 2-minute mark. Mellon draws a foul.
Well, Mellon was outside, saw that there was no action going on in the offense, moved himself inside. Going to step to the line here. Mellon shooting 56% from the line during this year.
Dunkelberger's first foul, team 5th. Waring doesn't drop as a fan in the bleachers timed perfectly to express themselves. See if it distracted him. He answers. Makes it a 4-point game, 1:56 to go in a half. Gordon bringing the ball up at an easy pace, working the left side. Nice exchange, they're coming high on the 2-3 set. Asking for the screen. Kicks it out, the attempted shot falls short. Romanis can't get it. Deflected underneath. What hustle by Mike Bortz to keep the ball alive. They'll work their half-court offense. Bell trying to position underneath. Duncan thought about it.
He tried to post Mike Bortz up down low, but it ends up going off his foot.
And it's interesting, you're getting these little turnovers left and right, but it's still only a 4-point game. So Penargyl's doing some good things staying in the game with all these turnovers. Schuylkill Valley trying to open it up. 1:12 to go in the first half. Wow, off the dribble, pulls it up to the left and knocks it off the glass. Dunkelberger. Melham tries to answer. It's controlled by Frasso. 52 seconds to go, pushing the ball off the court. We got 5-on-2. Imbussy hesitates and puts a soft touch. 29-21, 43 seconds to go in the half.
And Bessie, smart player, knows what he can do inside, does not play outside of his abilities, will always be under control, as you saw on that sequence.
And the ball goes in so soft. Schuylkill Valley maintain it tight, and Bessie reads it, gets control of the ball. 3-on-1 break, dishes it to Frasso, and he finishes. Open a 10-point lead, 22 seconds to go. Ball's getting pushed up. Kessler brings it up, kicks it out in the corner. 10 seconds. 8, 6, the attempt. 3, not good, controlled by Dunkelberger. It goes if it's good. Halftime. In the first half, Schuylkill Valley, the District 3 representative, 31. The Green Knights of Penargyl, 21. Mike Krause with Jim Wills will be back to get things caught up on the first half action after this message.
Need heating oil now? Call Apgar Oil Company for same-day express delivery. Call 610-434-5195 for fast, friendly, dependable service. Is your house cold because you ran out of oil? Apgar Oil will provide immediate oil delivery at no extra charge. Apgar Oil has been servicing the Lehigh Valley since 1947. Call us.
Basketball fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader. Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus, featuring GE washers and dryers, GE dishwashers, GE microwaves, GE ranges, GE refrigerators. Plus, Kleckner's features free delivery, backed by their own factory-trained service department. Hurry in for best selection. Make us your last stop and see the savings on new GE appliances at Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Remember when life was much simpler? It was easy to know who could be trusted to carpet your home.
Today, the choices are overwhelming. Make it simple. Make it Mohawk Color Center.
Celebrating 125 years of Mohawk commitment to floor covering quality, comfort, and style.
Mohawk Color Center, where the value of family and an appreciation for the simple beauty of home are woven into everything we do.
Mohawk Color Center. Simply the right way to go. Visit R&J Carpet Connection, 922 North 3rd Street in Whitehall.
From business and life insurance to car and property, we have the policy that will work for you for less. You're more than a customer at D.E. Cressman Insurance Agency because we really care. When you decide to use our services, you become a member of a growing family. We are a full-line agency at D.E. Cressman Insurance and welcome the opportunity to quote your auto, home, commercial, and life insurance needs. So don't get bugged about your insurance rates because we are here for whatever your need may be. We've got you covered. Give us a call at 610-433-1568 or visit our website.
Where does the Lehigh Valley go when they need quality trophies, plaques, and awards? C.J. Wagner. For over 60 years, people of the Lehigh Valley have known that C.J. Wagner stands for quality, honesty, reliability, competitive prices, and the personalized service that has become our trademark. Choose from the largest selection in the valley, and your order will be delivered faster than anywhere else in the area. So the next time you need quality trophies, plaques, or awards, visit C.J. Wagner, where Rick and Lois treat you like friends, not customers. We also offer the finest in bowling balls, bags, shoes, and accessories.
It's halftime, and we got to say, Jim, the prediction was an up-tempo game, and it has been an up-tempo game, but it appears that it's ball handling skills more so than anything that's having a big difference.
It is, and the control factor on both sides is what you're looking for. Both coaches going in the locker room now with the big, that lead that you just came with in that last part. 16-9 run in the second quarter has allowed Schuylkill Valley. They've been more under control. As I made the comment about Tony and Basie, when he gets the ball, he's under control. He makes his situation known. I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm not going to rush the issue. On the other hand, Argyl has won in the past and will try to win here in the second half with the style that they're playing. And, with the good, you get the bad. And that's the situation happened in the first half. A little bit out of control at times, went a little bit cold at times, but we'll hopefully be regrouping in there under Coach Arndt now at halftime.
Aggression brings risk, and there's no question Argyl being very aggressive. And what's very interesting also is Schuylkill Valley is knocking down those threes, and those threes creating that space for the penetration.
Two things you got to step out, and that's for both teams. You got to step out on those three-point shooters, because if you let them out there, that's what they like to do. They're going to take those shots all day long. And in the other case, I think Argyl in the second quarter wasn't running their offense as efficiently as they did in the first quarter. People standing around a little bit too much, and I'm sure Coach Arndt will also be addressing that when they're in the locker room.
Well, it's going to be exciting when we're going to get back here in a little bit, but I got to share a message. The North Parkland 3rd and 4th grade pros are playing their tournament, and these girls, I saw them this morning, they're playing right now. Taylor Krause, Bree McCoskey, Alicia Lawler, Danielle Heller, Aaron Heinzelman, Taylor Farnsworth, Kelly Migliori, and the dancer, Alexa Janda. You girls doing a great job. We're thinking about you. Knock it out of there. Go for it. And we're done here, gang, after another halftime, and we'll be back for the excitement to see who answers the halftime adjustments of the coaches when we come back.
You think about what people want in a sports sedan. A coupe-like design. A sport-tuned suspension. But you also think about what people need in a sports sedan. Like available all-wheel drive. You think about that, then you build the Volvo S60. Performance when you want it. A Volvo when you need it.
Hey, Lehigh Valley, Lanta wants you to express yourself. The new Silver Line Express connects the downtowns of Easton and Allentown with only 3 stops at popular shopping malls. Whether for work, shopping, or leisure activities, the new Silver Line Express will get you across the valley quickly.
Silver Line Express is great. I'll take it to my job in Allentown.
We'll take the Silver Line Express to the Allentown Art Museum.
Call Lanta for a map and schedule and fair information.
Everything is still the same at ABE Car Care Centers. Cliff Quinn Sr. and Jim Coombe may have retired, but they're still around making sure things are right. Same quality workmanship, same superior service. For brakes, mufflers, tune-ups, and inspections, ABE Car Care Center does it all.
The original is always the best. Cliff Quinn Jr. and his crew are no dumb bunnies. These guys are really good.
New management, but everything is still the same. Car Care Plus, only at ABE Car Care Centers.
DeCou's Auto Body Shop in North Catasauqua is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving area residents since 1948. DeCou's has 24-hour towing and 3 computerized estimates. Their shop has DuPont certified paint refinishers and a lifetime paint warranty policy. Frame and suspension repairs are done on all model cars, and now DeCou's provides computerized alignments at their new wheel alignment center at 1418 Howertown Road in North Catasauqua.
At the Scott Lot, we have one of the Lehigh Valley's best used car inventories. This is because our inspectors handpick over 100 of the best cars and trucks. First, we put them through a rigorous and thorough inspection. Then, we sell them at the best possible price, usually hundreds below Blue Book. Short on time? Pick out your perfect car online at scottcars.com and drive away happy every time.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
The Scott Lot, minutes away on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
When you need a prescription filled, who do you turn to? Walters Pharmacy. Walters Pharmacy compounds prescriptions and takes filling prescriptions as their #1 priority. At Walters, you'll save time. Trust Walters Pharmacy for convenience with free, fast delivery in the city of Allentown. You can visit walterspharmacy.net and email the pharmacists with questions. Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care.
We're getting ready to start the second half action. And if you want to catch some other action tonight, 7 o'clock, the AA boys between Notre Dame and Troy. At 8:30, the AAA boys game between Connor Weiser and Central Catholic. Then at 10 o'clock, the 4A boys, Parkland Ridley. At 7:30 tonight, in the dial position 52 is the 3A Wrestling Championships. As we start the second half, Penn Argyl with the ball. Penetration attempt. Draws a foul on Frasso. It appears, Jim, that's what might help Penn Argyl get back into this gap, close it off a little.
Well, it's first foul on Frasso, but it's a good point, Mike. They got to become more aggressive. They got to go to the basket. Duncan has got to get more involved. In the first half, he was not involved as much.
And then he put that trap in. So as we move up the floor, and Schuylkill Valley trying to put the trap on the ball. Nice move, reverse spin. Kicks it back out. The attempt drops. Tanner Duncan knocks it down, 7:23. Those of you interested in wrestling, that dial 52 is the PCN network, so you get a chance to catch that game, or the wrestling finals. Pressure maintained by Penn Argyl. The intensity, Jim's picking up.
Well, they know that as Mike Bortz gets called for that foul there, they know that they got to put the defensive pressure on. They got to start doing something. They can't let them have those good shots inside the paint, which way they were having a lot of in the first half.
They're not going to just be able to answer basket for basket. They want them to try to get a couple edges as they're staying the intensity and the depth. The fake, and Bessie drops, doesn't drive it. Controlled. Bortz puts the pressure on. And the official's call is deflected off white, and we'll be going to black. As you can tell, there is some disagreement with that call. Usually in the team that the call goes against. Bortz, what a steal in the open court. Finishes it, knocks it down 8, 6:52 to go in the third. Tight man-to-man, full court.
Well, that's what they want to do. They want to rattle the guards from Schuylkill Valley. Mike Bortz showing you has athletic ability as Duncan tries to make a steal on the sideline as well.
Duncan doesn't agree with the call. It looks like he might have caused a deflection. But the official right there on top, as the anguish of the call is starting to be reflected by Joe Arndt. Look at this tight pressure.
They had to crank it up a couple notches. We talked about that in the first half.
And if they can do that, they got some excitement behind them. And we got the crowd from Penn Argyl, as you can see, almost a filled house on this side of the gym. And they are loud. 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Duncan sets. Oh, if that drops, we're going to have a wild place going. The ball controlled by Dunkelberger, the 6'5" sophomore. Bortz keeping the pressure on the point. Nice tight pressure by Colin Kessler, causing Bessie to drag his back foot, and another turnover.
Schuylkill Valley guards are having a very hard time handling this pressure that Penn Argyl has put on now defensively.
This looks like an Emerald thing. Boy, they turned it up a notch.
Yes, they did. They turned it up very well in the second
Looks like
second
Joe
series,
Arndt,
especially.
Joe Arndt must have gone in the locker room and just said, bam.
They said, you know, we want defense.
Oh, is that sweet? Mike Bortz, the defensive stalwart at the beginning of his third quarter, also had some offense. Knocks his 5th point here down in the third quarter, making it a 5-point game. Frasso going to the basket, and the call will be a block. And you can hear there's some people that don't agree with that call. including the leader of the Penn Argyl
That's
Knights.
second foul on Mike Bortz. Second quick foul, I should say, on Mike Bortz.
Penn Argyl staying in the man-to-man underneath the basket. Gonna watch for some screens, creating a backdoor opening. Good pressure by Kessler. Bessie steps in to help control the ball. There's some bang going on underneath there, Jim, on those screens. Wow, off the pick. Good drop. What a shot by Mbesi. That goes down, and there's a foul underneath the basket.
We're going to get a foul on Josh Melham underneath the basket as the three went down.
And that's got to hurt. Makes an 8-point game, and they gain possession of the ball. Frasso knocks one up. He gets contact and drops it down. It looks like he got poked in the eye as he released that shot to make the three, 39-28. Mellon with that one-handed lefty knocks it down. 39-30, 5:10 to go in the third. Frasso gets through on the screen and scores. Good look by Dunkelberger on the assist.
Well, they got to keep a better eye, obviously, on Frasso. He has really killed him here in the last couple minutes.
Is that like a
well, the situation is you got to really, you got to be aware that he's the guy that they're going to go to.
As he draws a crowd and creates an opening for Dunkelberger, he finishes. It's now 43-40. 4:35 to go in the third. Sign of a good team as they get a run and they answer to it. They get a run defensively against them, and they answer.
Well, what has happened is that Penn Argyl came out, turned up the defense, did a nice job, got a couple turnovers. Schuylkill Valley held their ground. That's the key. They looked to their big man, Frasso, came up with a nice shot, had a nice pass underneath, and that time another assist. But the thing is that it drives you crazy as a coach is when they come off that screen for that three-point shot, you got to be able to be with them. And that's when he hits that shot, turns the momentum once again.
It's interesting that it must have been an adjustment that they set up because Penn Argyl really played tight, and that's how they got caught in those screens. That's the risk if you really intensify the defense.
Well, you got to find out, you got to sometimes go over those screens. You know it's coming. You know he's their best player from the outside in that position, especially on an out-of-bounds play. You got to make sure you're on top of him.
Warren kicks the ball over to Kessler, who knocks down a three. Good answer after the timeout. 43-33. Frasso brings the ball up on the point. Making an adjustment, him up on the top. A lot of motion going in underneath that offense. Kessler putting pressure on Bessie. Looks like he drug his foot when he's pivoting.
Well, once again, the guards getting rattled.
And the space keeps them almost open from those screens, Jim.
That was one of the things they looked at coming into this ball game where they looked for weaknesses. They looked to see that they could rattle the guards.
Frasso almost with a steal. Kessler controls it. Bortz wide open. What a shot. Turner knocks it down. Penn Argyl's answering. It's a 7-point game at the 3:40 mark.
Well, that's the advantage of the three-point shot. It can get you back in the game right away. 2 big threes by the Green Knights.
A lot of contact. Not enough to draw a foul. Inside pass. Knocked away and brought up by Waring. He looks to see what's open. Kessler on the baseline. It's short. Waring almost grabs it. Duncan controls with a no-look pass. It's battled. We got a jump ball, but the possession will go to Schuylkill Valley.
Good job by Mike Bortz getting on the floor there, seeing that open ball. Gives him a chance to be back in.
Penn Argyl is playing physical. Open space. Gordon kicks the ball inside. And we got a drawn offensive foul by Waring. Getting Frasso to make contact. Number 21. Now it's getting interesting. Frasso is his second. 7-point game. 3:12 to go in the third. Three-pointer really make it interesting, wouldn't it? And they have the ability to knock it.
That's certainly the case. They've shown you here the last couple minutes that they have that ability to hit that big outside shot.
Waring with a beautiful low post move as Frazo knocks the glass. Nothing.
Second night we've seen that happen.
It's a 5-point game. Penn Argyl really showing their grit. Good exchange. Frazo gets the pass inside, doesn't control the shot. No look by Bortz, back to Bortz. Baseline jumper, knocks it down. We're seeing momentum swing. And Bortz showing an emotional player, and boy, did he have an emotional third quarter.
Well, that one right there was as pretty as you're going to get. Nice job on the fast break, getting it back to Bortz. Bortz basically with a fall-away jumper on that one. They get the ball up the floor. They have picked it up intentionally on the defensive end, and that's what's really helped them. And they've gotten Schuylkill Valley rattled. They rattled the guards, which is what they wanted to do. Now, they get a breakdown here when Frasso misses the easy one inside, bringing up the court, and Bortz hits that fall away, brings them right back to within 3.
I tell you, we should call this the third quarter, the third Bortz quarter. He started with that steal, makes the steal, goes a layup, makes another cause deflection, knocks down a 3, knocks down another, and the emotion, he's all over the floor. That's the spark they need.
And another good thing he did was get in on that jump ball, even though they lost possession on that, showed that the hustle was always there.
And it's going to be interesting how Gordon, the 5'7" sophomore, number 23, handles the pressure from Bortz. There he is, number 23, maxed up with Bortz. And Bessie, partially deflected by Kessler, controlled. The attempt on the rebound by Corey Walburn falls short and lands out of bounds. Well, holy moly, Jim, if they tie this up, what's it going to be like?
Another thing, Mike, is they've decided to box out, and that's the thing that happens when you box out. They had everybody in position. Did a nice job that time clearing the ball out.
And you mentioned earlier about their ability to come back. That's a lot of respect for Hart and Drive.
Well, when you're down 10 points in a championship game for the district tournament, the district championship, I should say, and come back, then you don't have a lot of fear.
Waring with contact, no call. Ball controlled by Frasso. We come up the 148 mark. Frasso looks to penetrate in the open seam. Bortz steps in, creates hesitation, the ball's mishandled. Kessler bringing it up. One-on-one move. The left hand is long. Watch his hustle. There's the man. Bortz, controlled by Schuylkill Valley, pushed up the floor. And finished by Dan Dunkelberger. 45-40, 120. Waring the long attempt, drops it down. Drops it down. You knew that was going on. We had the angle right behind him. You knew when he set it up.
He was looking right at it, lined it up. Nice job by Waring, frustrated from that last shot, came down and hit that three-pointer. You can see the Penn Argyl kids now are retreating to the bench. They are tired. They put in an outstanding effort here defensively and offensively here in the third quarter, and it's starting to take its toll on them. You can see it, but the shots are hitting.
Now what adjustment you make? That pressure brought you back. It maintained the intensity and it carried over their offense. Now fatigue. What adjustment can you make?
Well, they're just going to have to play their game now. They've gotten themselves back in the game. They've gotten themselves over that hump. And now they're just going to have to play their regular game. It doesn't need that much intensity here in the minute 14. You're going to get another rest with the timeout going into the fourth quarter. So you just got to maintain some type of intensity. It doesn't have to be as much. You got to maintain some. They now have themselves back in the driver's seat to get the lead back.
And the winner of this game will be playing Wednesday night. We're looking for those bus tickets. And those bus tickets will take them to a site yet to be determined to play the winner of York Catholic, District 3 number 2 team, and Lackawanna Trail, the District 2 number 4 team, as we start the action. Frasso bringing the ball up. They're keeping, we got a substitution. And Bessie, baseline drive, doesn't drop. Controlled by Dunkelberger. What a block by Waring, sitting back and deflecting it to Kessler. Working the right side. A lot of exchange going out there. Looks like Schuylkill Valley might be a little bit less intense too here, Jim.
Well, the Knights have done a better job. What we talked about at halftime, they have done a better job of running their offense. Much more movement here in the third quarter.
Give and go. Does it drop? And it ties the game. 30 seconds to go in the third. It's a 45-45 game on a basket by Mellum. Mellum trying to penetrate. We're at 18 seconds. Down to 15. The no-look pass. Kicks back out. It's deflected. 12 seconds. Gets a look. Waring takes it. Kicks it over to the man. Bortz. Oh, he steps out of bounds. Tough play. 5 seconds left. 5 seconds left. And he can't fault the player who's looking for the shot. As we make a substitution. Waring's out, and in comes Brad Feller, the 6'11", or 6'1" junior, not the 6'11" first grader. Read those numbers backwards. 2-1, if it goes, it's no good, and it might drop, though. That one looked at line. What exciting third quarter. Penn Argyl shows the moxie, comes back, ties it up, makes up a 10-point gap. It's 45-45 at the end of the third. And we will really get some excitement for that fourth quarter when we return after this break.
Before you enjoy the comforts of home, you need to feel at home with your builder. That's why we've created the Total Quality Assurance Program, a comprehensive checklist that keeps you totally involved from the initial visit until long after you've moved in. It's no wonder so many Lehigh Valley families have trusted us for unique floor plans and award-winning quality. We use only the finest materials, including Andersen windows, all at value that can't be matched. Spectrum Homes, where the difference is in the details.
As you see, we're starting the fourth quarter. The ticket for the bus ride, it's a tie ball game. Now it's going to determine a lot of heart and conditioning. Schuylkill Valley stays in her man-to-man. Mellum with that left hand doesn't drop. Board cleared by Dunkelberger. Contact on Bortz, no call. Frasso feels the pressure. Kicks it out left wide open, Gordon. Bessie a three-point shooter. Frasso a three-point threat. There's an inside threat, Dunkelberger.
Penn Argyl doing a much better job of help defense here in the second half, as you can see. And they're getting a couple of breaks. That time it goes off the knee of number 21 inside, or excuse me, number 24 inside, Corey Walborn.
And that's just a focus concern. That's
well, that's the thing, but the other thing is the anticipation. They know Penn Argyl has picked up the intensity, so they're thinking twice before going down that lane, where in the first half, they were having it very easy to go down.
Nice drive to the basket, left-handed Kessler finishes. Penn Argyl's on top, 47-45. 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Big screen out front. Bortz, as you said, fight through that pick. No breakdown the defense.
In the third quarter, Penn Argyl outscored them 24-14.
Gordon sets it up and knocks down the three. Gets the 1-point lead. He came off that screen and set beautifully to knock it down. Everybody for Schuylkill Valley's got the lean going on, Jim. A little fatigue possibly. Kessler, no hesitation. Draws nothing. Ball controlled by Gordon. And Bessie looking up the floor to see if there's any opening. Gordon that threat from the outside. Good pressure by Brad Feller. Knocks the turn the ball away. Kessler bringing it up. Setting up in the 2-3. Feller left with a little space. Looking to go inside, and he gets the pass. Shoots it. Mellum rolls around the rim, but draws a foul.
Well, Coach aren't getting quality minutes from Brad Feller here. Nice pass inside. He saw the big guy had to seal down low. Made the steal down the other end with the good defense. Feller giving him what he wanted off the bench as number 40, Josh Mellum, steps to the foul line, shooting 56% for the year.
We're not getting a whole lot of foul calls in here. He knocks down the first. 3 fouls team-wise, both squads, but it's consistent, Jim. One thing you ask when you're in these tournaments, call consistently.
Exactly. Officials out of District 2, the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area, Bill Ostrowski, John Callahan, and Ed DeMichael doing a real good job here of controlling the basketball game.
And look who gets the long rebound. Bortz kicks it out to Feller. Standing out in the top. Looking inside, a bounce pass to Feller. Kessler with a head fake. Wearing a lot of space in the paint. Bortz fires it up. Long, and Frasso controls the board. 5.5 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Screens, contact, exchanges. Invest with a reverse spin. Not controlled. And out of bounds by Schuylkill Valley.
Well, the frustrating part for Coach Chris Gallo is his guys have had a lot of opportunities underneath the basket here in the last 2 or 3 minutes and have let that ball go out of bounds at least 3 instances in the past 3 minutes underneath that may come back to haunt them later.
It seems the energy, a lot of guys with their hands on their knees as they're setting up in defense. Argyl keeps on going after them. A lot of moving inside. Oh, it's a nice read by Dunkelberger on the steal. The 6'5" guy brings it up, stops his dribble, and resets the offense. Posts up. Can he drop it? And he does. 50-48, Schuylkill Valley. Dunkelberger with the steal and the finish.
Doing it on both ends of the floor. Nice anticipation down there at the defensive end, and then has a nice little move inside.
Fort's trying to get in Waring's not open. Feller.
Green Knights have to get Tanner Duncan back in the game. He is now sitting at the scorer's table. When they bring Feller in, they do lose a little offense.
I'll tell you, Mellum, he's got an answer at 6'4". Nice little short dribble. That left hand semi-hook. Tie ball game, 4.5 minutes to go, 4:13 to go. Nice no-look pass outside to Dunkelberger. As he draws a foul. It looks like it's going to be on Josh Mellum. If it is, that'll be his 3rd foul. A lot of wind coming out there, Jim.
Your situation, you see a lot of people bending over, grabbing their shorts. That's a sign. It is, you know, the effort they put out. Remember, they've come way, way back, you know, to make up all those points in that 3rd quarter. They needed a tremendous effort.
And your major call as Duncan enters the game. Also even exchange. Ryan Gordon leaves for Schuylkill Valley, and incoming to the game is Joe Romanis. Now Dunkelberger 51% from the free throw. Misses the first. A lot of noise behind us. Drops the second. 1-point game. 4 minutes to go for the ticket to Wednesday night's bus ride.
The key for the Green Knights is to just play your game now. There's no need to force. You've made up the amount of points you needed to make up. Run your offense. Keep the movement going. Look inside as they just did there.
Waring comes up short. Has enough presence to control the ball. And he's also helped by number 24, Corey Whirlburn. Pressure from Schuylkill Valley creates a jump ball. And the possession will go to Schuylkill Valley. Another exchange. And we get Romanis back out and Gordon back in, number 23. Gordon going up against Bortz. Now you got a sophomore going against the pressure of Bortz. Bortz is controlling the ball. That's what happened last time they started creating momentum. And it does it again.
We're talking about losing the handle on the basketball. Coach Gallo has got to be very, very frustrated. I see him putting his hands over his face over there on the side. Opportunities, and more opportunities have slipped out of their hands underneath the basket.
And it seems that Bortz starts creating that tension.
Up front, he does
harassing the ball so well.
He does a good job up front, harassing the ball, creates that situation. They brought him out of the game now to give him a little bit of a blow here for a couple minutes because of the intensity he's been bringing on the defensive end. They bring in Brad Feller, but you're right, he caused that to start up front and makes everything hesitation-wise down below.
And you can see these are two excellent teams because the players they're making plays rather than missing plays inside at 51-50, 3.5 to go. Going to the basket. Good basket by Josh Mellum and draws a foul.
Mellum's got to take it inside. He's got a height advantage. Good move inside and gets the foul and will step to the line.
And that's Dunkelberger's 3rd foul. It's getting real interesting with 3.5 to go. Trying to complete the 3-point play to create a 2-point gap. Short. Waring gets control of the ball. There's a ball underneath, scramble. Schuylkill Valley. Bring the ball. Now Feller's on Romanis. Oh, Mellum almost got the pick. He took the risk. But Argyl closed and caught off the penetration lane. Haven't heard a lot from Frasso lately, Jim.
No, we haven't. Going to bring Mike Bortz back into the ball game at the scorer's table. They'll put them at full strength going into the final stretch.
A lot of movement. Screens. Boy, they're going through screens. Frasso, it's long. Controlled by Dunkelberger, and he's challenged by Mellum. And a foul is called. That may not be that bad of an idea because Dunkelberger only a 51% free throw made from the line, and they have a 1-point gap. It's only the second foul on Colin Kessler. Chess game starting to play. Clean up the floor. This is good for the game. I guess they get to rest both teams, so the level intensity, fatigue. What was that?
That is a plus sign.
Vince Lombardi said fatigue makes a coward out of many men. No cowards out here, though.
You know, these guys, it's a long, long season, and this is, you know, that effort that they had to expound in the third quarter is what you're seeing now.
Oh, Dunkelberger knocks down the first as we got Forts, now gets in the game. Feller leads, 2 critical plays that Feller contributed on to keep this game tight. Oh, 100% that time.
Timeout. Coach Gallo and Schuylkill Valley want to talk about it.
All right, we got a 53-52 game, 2:47. There is some energy loss, breakdowns, movement, penetration. Seems that Penn has been scoring penetration and both ends. What do you strategize now?
Well, I think the fact that they got to get Tanner Duncan a little bit more involved. He comes back with a great offensive presence. He could be the guy right here in the last 2:47 to make a couple moves inside to get them back and get them some offensive points inside. Mellum has done a good job of holding his own here going into the last minutes of the fourth quarter. Intensity out front again. Ports, that's what you need to see. On the other hand, you're going to see a situation where Schuylkill Valley, they're going to talk about different scenarios. If they get the ball, they may run the offense for a while, try to frustrate Penargil, try to make them run around for a while. That would be the thing I'd be looking for.
I don't think if Bortz is on Gordon, they're not going to have Gordon bring the ball up. When Bortz is matched up with Gordon, and then the ball's brought up by Frasso. Unless they forget, Penargil's hoping they can get that matchup. Let's see what happens. We got almost a little bit less than 3 minutes to go in this exciting. Uh-oh, there was contact. Bortz made contact with Romanis. Romanis went down. Bortz is checking his nose, see if he drew blood. Bortz from the foul line. Doesn't drop. A trap in the corner. And the sophomore, smart thing trap, calls timeout. Ryan Gordon, 2:34 to go.
Ryan Gordon stepped up big in their last game, had 14 points in their last game against Milton Hershey. Very smart player for a sophomore, as you pointed out, Mike.
5'7" sophomore. Now it's interesting, the Penn Argyl crowd got a little softer as their cheerleaders get out the floor. If there was contact, this could be an impact. If he's drawing blood, he's got to stay out till that's controlled. Is that correct?
Yeah, that would be the situation that they would have to have the trainer looking at that right now, determine what needs to be done.
Well, you know, it'd be like the Rocky. Just cut me, just cut me.
I guess that's what we're going to see here as he is going to check back into the game. Oh, no, they're putting him on the bench.
Okay, so they bring Feller back in his spot on defense.
This could hurt Penargil right here, Mike.
With the intensity.
They need him on the floor. There's no doubt about it.
So it looks like who's going to bring the ball up? An overplay, that's a risk. And Bessie bringing the ball up against the pressure from Kessler.
Trainer Tim Egan is now applying a bandage to his upper eye to try to get him back in the ball game as soon as possible.
Frasso, matchup. Waring's really done a good job of Frasso in the second half. The ball's getting movement. This is the matchup. His concern. Feller almost knocks it away. Pressure. Breakdown. Frasso matched up with Feller. Inside. In Bessie. What a move. What a move. 3-point game. We now are under the 2-minute mark. Motion stays in play. Kessler, the thought, gets it inside to Mellum. You know, he's going to the basket. And it kicks out. Ball controlled by Dunkelberger. 1:35 to go. 3-point game. Gordon pushing the ball up the floor against pressure. Ooh, Dunkelberger was left unattended underneath. 123.
They're going to be content to work their offense, as we talked about.
Faso reverse dribble. Contact. Oh, he controls, falls down. The ball's battled underneath. Faso from the ground gets up and gets the rebound. As we're approaching the 1-minute mark, 3-point game. Feller draws the opportunity to foul Ryan Gordon. Did you look at Gordon's free throw percentage? But they're not at the foul line yet because team foul is only the 6th.
78%, but we will not go to the line, as you pointed out.
But we get the foul, so it was, maybe that was intentional to get this substitution.
The good thing is that the Penargil will get Mike Bortz into the lineup here for the last minute and 1 second.
Mr. Pressure. You want that guy on the floor the way he plays.
This is a big sequence here. They need to stop them here, get the ball back, and create an offensive presence.
Bortz immediately fouls. That's only going to be his 3rd foul. They'll put Frasso at the foul line. Well, Frasso, 75% from the line.
Not the guy that they wanted to foul.
59 seconds left. 3-point game. Frasso's attempt to make it a 4-point gap. It's long. Dunkelberger with a big play, but Mellon partially blocks it and controls the ball. 53 to go. Mellon all the way to the floor, trying to go coast to coast. But they get a break off.
They get a break because Frasso knocked it out from behind.
Okay, Schuylkill Valley staying in the man-to-man. Left unattended Waring, but picked up quickly by Mbesi. 45 seconds. This is where it takes guts to take this shot. Bortz draws a foul.
They're going to get the ball out of bounds.
Gordon fouling. Only his 2nd. 40 seconds to go. 3-point lead by Schuylkill Valley. Looking for a 3 or get the 2. Duncan left open. Ties it up. What a shot. He was unchallenged because of the penetration inside. Bortz kicked that in.
Exactly. Smart. Designed that way. They knew that they had Duncan lined up on the 3-point line. I told you he's going to have to be the guy to step up. 55-55 with 28 seconds to go. Good job on the out of bounds by the Green Knights.
Now we know both these teams are overtime tested. So you know they got guts, they got character. And they also have excitement for us and the people behind us in the blue seats.
Well, now it's going to be determined by the defense. Who wants it more here down in this stretch?
Now it's going to be interesting. I think that if you look at what we've seen, pressure on the ball has worked out in Penargil's favor. So who does Schuylkill Valley have handling the ball?
Well, I think they're going to just try to get it up as easy as they can. Be interesting to see if Penargil goes full court or is content to stay back, or comes out with a zone press, something they haven't shown here today.
Now, if they go for the steal, that's a risk-reward type of situation. Are they going with the way they've been playing? It seems they might.
They might, but see, when you have a man-to-man guy like Joe Arnn is, it's still man-to-man getting the ball out of bounds.
Let's see, we got it. It's starting to go. 28 seconds to go. Tie ball game. And they choose Mbesi to go up pressure against Kessler. Dunkelberger and Mbesi. Looks like they're trying to get something into Mbesi. Big pressure. There's the guy they want on the ball. We're down to 12. 10. And we got a timeout by Schuylkill Valley with 9.1 seconds left. Looking for those bus tickets to the Wednesday game.
Just nice job by Coach Gallo working it. Knew he didn't have the shot he wanted set up. Now we'll take the timeout with 9 seconds to go. Try to set up his play out of bounds. Now remember, sometimes, these out of bounds plays are very, very tough. Sometimes they work in your favor. They could get a nice, easy shot out of this out of bounds with 9 seconds to go. Might be what they want to do, and that might be what he wants the diagram there. He's also going over the fact, if we do not score and they get the ball, what he wants them to go back into. On Joe Arndt's part, he wants to make sure, don't foul, and don't foul, especially on a three-point attempt. That's the key.
Now this is where, because of the tight pressure, they're susceptible to the backdoor screens. Schuylkill Valley might be trying to look a backdoor screen, create an opening underneath.
Well, I think Penargel's done a good job of defense in that so far tonight.
They got Frasso underneath the basket. Number 24, Corey Walburn on the elbow, and everybody else up top. We'll count it down for you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If it over! Ryan Frasso sits it on the rim, and it just falls down. 57-55. The big shot, Ryan Frasso. What a finish.
Well, they got the shot they wanted. They got the person that they wanted to have the ball in his hands. It's just frustrating for the Green Knights, and a tremendous, tremendous victory for Schuylkill Valley.
We saw one heck of a basketball game, and it finishes on a play. Not a mistake, it finishes on a play. Penargel stood tall. They did a fine job defensively. Frasso starts out underneath, ends up with a ball, gets a shot, and it looks like it could have fell either way. And the favor went to Schuylkill Valley.
Well, it's obvious that when you get in those situations, you want to give the ball to your best player. They got him the ball up top. He had his eyes on the clock. He kept watching the time go down. He knew at the 6-second mark he had to make a move, and he made that move to the hoop. Shot hung there for a while. It seemed like forever, and went in. I would say, you know, he would have to be, in my opinion, the Yakos player of the game.
So that's it. You got the word from Jim Wills. The Yakos player of the game was the big shot maker at the end of the game, Ryan Frasso. Sits it on the rim, and it falls in favor of Schuylkill Valley. So if you call after 9 a.m., 610-434-7833 to the Service Electric studio, dial 0 for an operator. Make sure you talk to someone after 9 o'clock, and you mention Ryan Frasso as the player of the game against Schuylkill Valley and Penargel. The big play. They got their bus ride. They got their tickets.
They got exactly what they wanted, and that was a situation to get their best player the ball. You know, Penargel was in it, man-to-man defense. They had him manned up, and it was just like, I'm going to send my best player against what you got in your best defense. And they came out on the top, and it didn't look like that ball was going to go in, but at the last second, it made that roll, and it rolled into the basket.
And there's nothing taken away from Penargel. Boy, did they battle. They presented a game. They had the opportunity to fold it up, down 10 at halftime.
Well, a great season, and they made an excellent run. They came back. That 24-14 run in the third quarter took a little bit of the energy out of them, but the fact is they came back, made that run, made the comeback, did a great job, had an excellent season. Coach Arndt very proud of his players. They've had a very, very good season.
And they made the people from Penargel very proud, representing their hometown, as Schuylkill Valley advances to the second round from Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, at Pleasant Valley High School in this beautiful gym. It's going to wrap it up. Mike Krause with his buddy Jim Wills saying so long and thanks for joining us at Super 2 Sports.